All right, so I'm going to explain everything on this poster here and what it's all about. Even though there's science here, it's all about gratitude. It's all about gratitude. I literally went back and I tried to learn the basics of most sciences to figure out how things started, how things came all the way through to the cells in our bodies. And I didn't do that for any other reason than gratitude. I wanted to understand the marvels of this universe just so I could be more and more amazed each day with this next breath, because it is such a gift. So we've got roughly 50 trillion cells in our body, okay? And so this is like an angel over there. If we're full of gratitude, then we are an angel, because we're always in such a great state that we, when faced with decisions, we make the right decisions because we're always in a state of gratitude. Where we're full of cortisol, all of our blood goes to our arms and legs, we're less likely to make the angelic decision when we've got the blood rushing out into fight or flight. But we do have 50 trillion cells. Most of those cells have a nucleus. Inside the nucleus are chromosomes, the 23 pairs of chromosomes. Inside the chromosomes is the DNA, all right? Our DNA, this is an example, this would be a gene, and this could be a gene, would be a gene of our DNA. Inside the DNA are these base pairs, they're called. And what these are, there's 4 chemicals. Just 4 chemicals decide everything. So think zeros and ones in computers, how pretty much everything can be decided by zeros and ones. And this is the DNA code. It just blows the mind that everything in our DNA is just based on two chemicals doing this and 2 different chemicals doing this. These 4 chemicals, adenine, cytosine, guanine, and thymine, and they connect. And how they connect, that determines every single gene in your body, your eye color, everything else, passed down through the chromosomes. Absolutely incredible. So with these different chemicals, just chemicals that, according to science, if you're just strictly science, these chemicals just happen to slosh together in oceans, and then they happen to be able to pair up, and they happen to be able to create genes in us eventually. So I think there's more of a brilliant, genius, amazing gift of a design behind everything. So with this, thymine has well less than 50 atoms, all right? So these atoms are C5, 5 carbons, 6 hydrogens, 2 nitrogens, and 2 oxygens. That's it. So one of these amazing chemicals that makes up a very important part of you is just those tiny little atoms. Now, let's go further back. Where did those atoms come from? Those atoms came from a big star, not our star. Our star right up there right now, what it can do is, all it can do, which is pretty amazing, it takes hydrogen and compresses it super tight, and if it's up to enough pressure to where it's 10 million degrees, hydrogen turns into helium. And the byproducts are light and heat and some neutrinos. You've got like billions of neutrinos flashing through you right now. That's what our star can do, which is incredible because we're here, okay? We're taking this next breath, which is phenomenal. However, our star can't make anything other than helium, okay? Needed a bigger star that could compress things at higher temperatures. And that star could take further up the periodic table from science, it could make the carbon, the nitrogen, and the oxygen, okay? By compressing it really hard. So, but it didn't come from our star, and our star is 4.5 billion years old. So that means the vast majority of you is made up of built literally in stars more than 4.5 billion years ago, perhaps much longer than that, okay? Because it had to come from a different solar system, and then either it was created in a star that went supernova, or it was created in different stars, but a passing blast from a supernova carried your atoms to our solar system, so that when our star kicked on, compressed enough gas together, enough pressure, and then started created planets around it, the stuff that was hanging around there was enough carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen, at least 4.5 billion years old, is most of what you are. Likely much older than that from various stars. But even better, where did all the hydrogen come from for our star and from the initial stars? That's the first thing they burned. One place that we got hydrogen from, and that's the Big Bang. Now, it wasn't that big because it was kind of small, so we'll still keep the Big Bang, but we represented it with kind of a smallish size bang. But that right there, all hydrogen came from the Big Bang. It says in the science textbooks, the universe is 13.8 billion years old. So that being the case, the hydrogen in your body, in the water, all right, in everything around us, that hydrogen inside of you, inside of your cells, there's an H in here, all right? There's an H's in all of these, is 13.8 billion years old. So you have way more wisdom. You've gone through way more than we could ever imagine, because a substantial percentage of you is hydrogen, and hydrogen is 13.8 billion years old. So that's what we have here. This is an amazing universe. We are all full of so much adventure. Just imagine the adventure in your atoms as you traveled across the universe. And I think that's something that can definitely make us feel grateful, and hopefully that puts an angelic smile on your face. To find out how gratitude can enhance our moment-to-moment psychology, part of a series on gratitude, check out the link in the description down below. In this video, I spoke briefly about the Big Bang, but I didn't go into detail about how all matter and energy of the universe were compressed inside a tiny speck, which seems almost inconceivable to the human mind to comprehend. But the law of conservation of energy in science says that matter can neither be created nor destroyed. So how did that speck get there? And seemingly, something had to create that speck. And whatever it was that created that speck, how did that get there? And that is something that I think about every single morning in awe and in reverence. How is there anything? I call it the mother of miracles. And if that's the basis of everything, if miracles are the basis of everything, then miracles are the natural order of the universe. And that means miracles are the natural order of your daily life and my daily life. So please check out the link down below for the Miracles Are the Natural Order of the Universe t-shirts that are available. Hopefully relative to all that we are and all that there is in eternity, it will be a worthwhile investment. Thank you so very much for your support. And if you realize that you are a grand prize winner because you get a chance to take this next breath, then please write GPW in the comments down below. And if you can see this or you can hear this, that means your creator made the personal decision to take a focused moment to create your eternal soul. And perhaps that's the biggest reason why we are all grand prize winners. That magnificent soul to go along with your 50 trillion cells filled with the DNA of millions and millions of your grandparents. And that's just simple math dating back 600 years. Thank goodness all of your great-grandparents happened to meet. And now that's something to be grateful for. Until next time, reminding you that you are filled with infinite value, that you are eternal and therefore invincible, and that you, I, and everyone around us share infinite connection. Love, joy, gratitude, and appreciation are coming your way.